I'm Geoff Nemnich.
And I'm Rick Paillet.
And we're the hosts of The Last Stand. Coyote hunting is my passion.
And coyote calls are my livelihood.
And together we aim to bring you the best predator hunting tips, tricks, and tactics, right down to The Last Stand.
The Last Stand, presented by Lucky Duck Predator Calls. We are the masters of deception. Swagger Bipods. Shoot with confidence, shoot with swagger. OnX Hunt. Know where you stand. Hornady. Accurate, deadly, dependable. Pulsar. Image, quality.
Welcome back to The Last Stand. We are still in Colorado, day 2. Rick's still packing the 10 gauge. He's still committed, TR.
I like it.
I'm committed.
I like it.
No quitter.
Hey, clean kill, right?
That's all I want, and that's the goal now. No
more shooting it at your feet.
No.
It's just getting a clean kill.
Knock one down and don't run off.
Well, as you saw from the previous episode, we just had a phenomenal day yesterday. Best day I've ever had out here with you guys. It was just crazy. Every stand there were coyotes. Lots of high pup numbers we were seeing. So I'm assuming today we should be getting into coyotes. Yesterday it seemed like the coyotes were coming in, a little bit later to the pup fighting and the pup distresses. So, we're going to stick with that same game plan. Weather's going to be just almost identical, except hopefully today the wind is going to be. Yesterday it kind of swirled on us. Today it's supposed to be out of the southwest all day, so maybe we can put together a little bit more efficient plan and cover ground. We only made 10 stands yesterday, but efficient 10 stands.
Yeah, it was.
Today we're going to get into a big chunk of ground, and we're probably going to have to drive through it to get to the opposite side to work it back, which is going to be okay.
Yep.
We're going to slip in here to this first stand, and the sun's coming up a little bit. See what we can get done. Let's do it.
I know you guys are rooting for me.
Well, we are set up. Sometimes in these first couple stands of the day or last stands of the day, I like to let out a few howls. Not really as a tool to call in coyotes. I just kind of get curious as maybe where the coyotes are. And this is just a massive stand we're looking over right now. We can see for miles, but we have all kinds of cuts and thick bottoms full of these sunflowers and yuccas and just lots of places coyotes could be here. Rick's tucked in down in front, trying to get one with that 10 gauge. G and I are set up here kind of overlooking this knoll. If they come up and don't come all the way to the call, TR's around the left, covering the downwind. We're gonna have to hurry. We're looking straight east, so we only have maybe 10 minutes of light before that sun's gonna be blaring us right in the eyes. So hopefully the coyotes show up quick if they're in here. He's in the weeds. He's kind of going a little left. Here he's right at the call, coming right over top of the call. Coming right over top of the call. Gee, right over top of the call. He's gonna be coming up. Rick's gonna shotgun this one. He's in the weeds now. Oh, he's left to Rick, right between Rick and the call. Oh, I just saw Rick. He's 317. Yeah, you're running. He's running off now. So that was wild. I mean, I brought these Pulsar Merger XL 550s with me. I was able to spot that coyote way down there, just perfect for low light. I could see the coyote's head kind of coming through the grass. We had a hell of a time seeing him. I was filming through the thermal, but the coyote just came up on the backside of that little rise. Rick kind of saw it at the same time it saw him, and he got a shot, but we didn't get it. But we've only been calling here for about 6 minutes, so I'm gonna get real aggressive with some pup fights and pup distresses here for 6 to 8 minutes and see if we can get maybe another coyote. Well, we actually called in a coyote on the first stand. It's the first time this season on the last stand that we've called in a coyote on the first stand. It's like a tongue twister. You know, it's just this grass is just, if I wouldn't have had these thermal with me, we probably would have never even seen the coyote. I mean, in the thermal, I spotted him out there at 600 yards coming from the far draw, and he just worked his way up through the bottom, through the weeds, and there's this hill that just kind of has a roll in it, and he stayed on the downwind side, and, you know, as you saw from the thermal image, the coyote popped up, and Rick saw him about the same time. You know, they just saw each other at the same time. Rick swung and shot. It was pretty cool watching the heat come out of the end of the shotgun in that thermal. But that was it, only coyote we saw. So on to the next one. Well, we're plugging along. Second stand of the morning, sun's up now. Got a little bit better direction than last stand. We were looking a little bit more to the east than I prefer, but just kind of the way the stand laid out, nothing we could really do about it. But we actually just came up the pasture about 3/4 of a mile. We dropped in on the other side. Now we're calling back more to the west and the south, so the sun's off to our side. Sitting in a little bowl. There's some really good cuts and draws and thick stuff on the backside of this hill, so hopefully the coyotes will come rolling over. They'll be a little higher than us, so we should spot them coming through this. Once again, the grass is tall. Like once we sat down, I can barely see the super volt out there about 40 yards. So having that visibility up above, hopefully we can see these coyotes coming in and get them killed. I'm gonna crank some rabbit. Wind's not blowing very far, but I want that sound to go way over this hill. So 100% gonna be blaring this call at 32, maybe even gain forward, really get that sound out there.
We'll go down that draw. Ooh! He rolled up.
Downwind, baby. Yeah, come rolling off the hill real hard. But you know, that coyote was just naturally circling that way. I don't necessarily think that coyote was smart or educated. It just sometimes he came from the downwind half to start, and sometimes to that pup fighting and pup distress, you'll get coyotes that just, they come in fast like that, but they just make a loop. It's almost like I don't know, it's like they don't want to come straight in to get right in the action. They kind of want to check and see what's going on. But as hard as that coyote was running, I knew the challenge of that was going to get that coyote to stop before he got down in the bottom and got our wind. I knew TR would be able to see him, so I just killed the call. I heard TR woof him, and he stopped. Heard the whack. And then I fired up the pup distress again, but we didn't have any other coyotes show up. But we did kill the one, so. Well, we're getting set up. We ran out of yuccas. I wish we had a few more yuccas down low, so we're up a little higher on the hill than I like to be. I really think if the coyote gets in the bottom, they're probably gonna skyline us up here, which is okay. That's only 125 yards. We're still trying to get Rick a coyote, but you know, we gotta have lots of cover to make that happen, which this pasture's a little more scrubbed down than what we have been hunting in, so at least we'll see the coyotes a lot easier. But I'm gonna cover this downwind, have TRs over the hill, cover anything coming from upwind. And then G's gonna kill anything that checks up right down below the call. Right here, coming in bottom, right in the bottom, Nick. You have no idea how this coyote got in so close. There was a coyote about 350 yards just on that side hill. Looked like a little pup, had no care. I did lip squeaks, switched back to some schoolyard brawl, and I just happened to look down, and right down here about 100, 125 yards, we had one coming right in the bottom, and I mean, we could see for 600 yards. I don't know how that coyote got in without us seeing it. But anyway, he got down low enough, he had skylined us, and he had turned to leave, but he didn't know what we were, so when that happens, if you're just patient, they'll stop, and that's exactly what that coyote did. He stopped, gave me a nice 150-yard broadside shot. Well, we're getting set up here on our fourth stand of the morning. We have a big chunk of pasture, big enough to make multiple stands in it. Problem is, our only access into this area was coming in from kind of the west. Problem with that is we have a southwest wind, so we're in the process of making a loop all the way on the north edge to get back to the far east side, and then we can work it all the way back out. That way the winds just lines up a little more favorable when we're making stands. So these couple stands getting back in here, a little questionable. The wind's not ideal, but we got TR on the downwind side here in case something comes across that flat. I have TR or Rick straight up wind off this little cut with the call with the shotgun. And then G and I are kind of covering the middle here in case a coyote loops a little bit or checks up out front. We should be able to get it killed. But big wide open stand. I'm going to be cranking the volume, max 32, probably gain 4, and see, coyotes on this stand. I can see for 800 yards, so they're going to be coming from a long ways. They show up. That happened fast. We're about 7 minutes in, straight downwind across this big flat out there, about 280. G spotted this coyote instantly. He was already leaving. He stopped and looked back, and TR was on him and shot him. I don't know how much footage we got of him, but we got a coyote down. It's about 7 minutes. I was into the second pup distress. I'd played TNT for 4 minutes. Then I'd played Schoolyard Brawl for about 2.5 minutes, and then I was just into about the first 30 seconds of Sig kicking ass, but that coyote had obviously been coming for a while.
Sweet. Little female. Right where I was aiming. How about that? She came over this hill. Michael saw it first, and she stood there for a little bit, And then just started coming on a steady trot, basically. Just checked up a couple times and came through the weeds, and I don't know if she didn't like something or
Maybe the wind's drifting
maybe
down here a little
caught
bit.
a wind. She didn't start leaving hard, but she turned to start leaving, so I woofed at her and put her in park.
Did the deed, huh?
Yeah.
Well, it is almost 10 a.m. We're on our 5th stand of the morning. We got a streak going. Killed coyotes in the last 3. We're just working. We're finally getting to the far east side of this big chunk where we can make a turn and work our way back. Really, probably the biggest wide open stand that we made this morning, but what makes this good is all these additional wild sunflowers that have grown up with all this moisture. So, I mean, there's a huge, thick pocket of sunflowers kind of on the downwind side here. TR is about 250 yards downwind, sitting on a pond dam. The coyote comes rolling out of there. He can have a shot. There's a little open spot in between TR and us where they can see the truck. So that's why we put him down there. But then we kind of hooked around this hill and we're calling up this big draw to our right, which is upwind. And then the hill out front if they come rolling over. Rick decided to leave the shotgun in the truck this one. It's a little open, but we'll probably have one come running right after the call now. But I'm gonna crank volume. I'm gonna max it out at 32. TNT for probably 4 minutes, and then probably 6 to 8 minutes of a variety of pup distresses and pup fights. Nice shot, Rick. Nice shot. Nice shot. Well, he must have just been right around that corner on that prairie dog town, huh?
I saw him come through that fence.
Oh, he come out of those sunflowers over there, huh?
Yeah, I think he must have been.
Yeah, he saw when he saw the truck right there. I was like, dang. Well, if we'd have been able to hide the trucks a little bit better, he'd have come right in front of us to the call.
That's all right. I'd have
cool.
been mad if he'd have ran clear to the call. I didn't give up on the shotgun. I just needed a little morale booster to get me back in the game.
Well, gee, this is it. You got to go do rancher things.
I know, I gotta go to work.
I know. Well, this is the last stand. We're gonna hunt a little bit more, but just a crazy good looking stand. We hiked in quite a ways to get down on this bottom. We probably could have checked up a little further back, but it's just the grass is so high. Our only chance is to get right here on this lip. Rick's down here hiding in the bottom in the weeds, hoping to maybe still get one with that 10 gauge.
I'm gonna grab one.
So we could have them come from left to right down this big river bottom, straight out. I mean, they could be anywhere in here, so. Okay, you just take your time. Not yet. Okay, right here on this hill, take your time. Nice, G. Your patience has paid off. We've been waiting all day for one to come right down the pipe. You know, we're about 14 minutes in. similar to yesterday that you saw in the previous episode, we had coyotes coming from a long, long ways, you know, 12, 14 minutes into the stand with just a variety of different, that was the 4th different pup distress I'd been playing for about 8 or 9 minutes. That coyote came from a long, long ways. Luckily, we had just enough elevation to get the shot. We were patient. You know, wind was good. We're tucked in about as good as we possibly could be. And who knows, we might have got a double. You know, TR shot earlier in the stand way behind us. But he was a little too far to really hear the whack. But got this baby right here by what? Let's see here. About, yeah, 125 yards. Looks like you put one right in the shoulder. Well, great way to end it.
Right. Now you play cow.
Well, we just dropped off G and Mark. We got time for maybe about 3 stands here before the sun goes down. Had a long walk to get into this stand, and unfortunately it just didn't turn into what we were looking for as far as maybe a steeper bank to sit on. Just real gradual. The grass is pretty tall. I don't have high hopes that we're going to be able to get off a good shot, but I just don't know how deep that grass is in the bottom. But if it's not too bad, we ought to be able to see at least their face and neck and get a shot. We had to sit up high. We're skylined. They're definitely going to see us, but maybe they'll stop out there and look at us and give us a shot out here in the bottom. So I'm going to crank some TNT and then some pup distress, but I sit here about 12 minutes. Right here, down the trees, going right here. Cut through the trees right here. You on him? Woo!
Nice shot.
Yeah, I wasn't going to take any chances with that one. Those weeds are thick down there, and he gave us a 200-yard shot. We're going to take it. Well, we got a hell of a long drag. Probably the worst possible place to shoot a coyote all day long. I got about a 600-yard drag up a hill and down about another 400 yards to the truck, so we're gonna kill some time, but it added to the pile. Dang good day, man.
Yeah, can't complain at all.
You know, it was one of those days where, to me, it doesn't seem like we killed 7, right? Like it just compared to yesterday, like you saw in the last episode, where it was just like all this awesome stuff. We were killing them. It was just hard left.
Yeah, they weren't coming right down the pipe.
Yeah, you know, you committed yourself to the shotgun early. We had a couple just right there, just this grass. Today I felt like too that the height of the grass and stuff affected us a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yesterday I didn't feel like it ever really screwed us up. It was there, but
yeah. Well, both them chances I had with a shotgun, I just couldn't see them when they got there.
First stand this morning, and then that one midday that I had to jump up and roll. Yeah, they were both right there within under range.
Yep.
Just sometimes you're dealing with these conditions, and what it gives us. So
yep. Mm-hmm.
But no, I'm excited for tomorrow. You know, we killed 18 coyotes in 2
Yeah.
days.
Yep.
That's pretty good. It's probably one of our best 2-day stretches ever filming.
Yeah.
You know, really think about it. So
I want to thank Farmer Mark and G for having us out too. And that's where we've been the last couple of days, and we're going to go east a ways with TR for part of the morning tomorrow, and then we're going to almost go to the Kansas border with a buddy of mine and finish her out.
yeah, I'm excited. You know, you'll see it now in the next episode. So stay tuned. It's ground I've never been to.
Yeah.
You know, which is always awesome for me. You know, seeing new ground, a new country. I don't know if you've been to
I ain't
some
been
of it.
to either one of them
You've been
either.
to
Nope.
So it'll be a fun day. You know, we hopefully from a learning standpoint, you'll kind of see, and we'll get to talk about our thought process, making stands, because we're going to be making stands that TR's made a few there.
Yeah.
But for the most part, we're going to be making stands we've never made before tomorrow. So, well, the sun is setting. I think the steaks are calling our name, huh?
Yeah, porterhouse for me tonight for sure.
Yeah, I might have to go with that ribeye. But, well, I want to thank you guys for watching another episode of The Last Stand. It was fun putting it together for you guys. I got to pull the trigger today a lot.
Oh yeah, you did.
You know?
Yeah,
I
for
felt
sure.
good about that.
I bet you did.
So
Yeah.
stay tuned. Finale for Colorado is going to be coming up next. So we'll see you next time right here on The Last Stand. Nice shot, Rick. Nice, G.